Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast. Proud to be the world's #1 community for brilliant childcare leaders. Each episode will feature interviews with the brightest minds in the childcare industry to guide you into becoming a smarter business leader. Our hosts have opened 10 schools while raising 5 children. They are certified business coaches and are the top-selling childcare business book authors of all time. This episode is sponsored by Arleaf Childcare Insurance. Give Blake a call at 972-232-2258 to get a free quote on childcare business insurance today. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast our hosts, Brian and Carol Dupre.
Welcome to episode 33 of the Childcare Genius Podcast.
We're your hosts, Brian and Carol Dupre.
We're in for an exciting episode today. But before we get to this episode, we want to let you know there's only a few more days to get tickets to our conference. We're having a live conference in Jamaica, Montego Bay, Jamaica, September 18th through the 22nd. And we're selling them right now for $399 a piece. And the ticket prices go up to $499 on April 1st. So it's your last chance to save $100 on a ticket. And it's going to be an amazing live conference. So when was the last time you had a tax deductible vacation that was amazing to the Caribbean? So we want you to come along and hang out with us, Carol and I, on the beach. Our entire team will be there. There should be between 100 and 150 people there. And it's going to be an amazing tax deductible conference. Relax.
Visit childcaregenius.com/leverage to buy your ticket today.
So we're excited to be interviewing another amazing childcare power couple today. So this is part 1 of a 2-part interview. Part 2 will air next week.
We got to know this couple on one of our workation trips to St. Lucia last year.
And we have an amazing time with them. We really connected with them. They're both an exciting power couple. I've coached them for quite a while now and really enjoy them. They're both practicing attorneys, and they wanted to open a childcare center and called me one day out of the blue. And they said, we think we'd like to open a childcare center, but we know nothing about the childcare business and we don't have any money. We've got to borrow money to build the center. Do you think it's economically viable? Do you think we could do it? Is it financially worth it? So we looked at the numbers and I helped them. I said, yep, you could do it. I helped them. And here they are. The 2.5 years later, they're very successful. Their center is full. They're surviving, and not just surviving, they are thriving and doing well. And we're excited to be helping them. And I'm coaching them now and I've coached them, and the rest is history. So our guests on a podcast today are center owners, Rob and Krystle Steinhoff from Georgia.
Let's get them on the line.
Hello, Rob and Krystle. Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast. How are you guys doing today?
We're great. How are you, Brian and Carol? Thanks for having us.
Good.
We're good.
Real good. Spring is starting to spring up in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's got up to like 35 degrees today, and we only have about a foot of snow left on the ground. Probably a little bit like Georgia, right?
Actually, it always gets chilly this time of year, and I knew it was coming. Here it was. We were at the beach on Sunday, and now we're pulling out the coats again today.
The beach. Krystle said she was going to the beach. I said, "Oh, you get to look at white sand. I get to look at white snow."
Yeah.
Like, you want to trade?
Nope.
No, it's not white sand here in Georgia, but
So we're doing a 2-part episode here. We're going to do a little bit about your schools, and then we're going to talk a little bit about legal challenges and helping out owners. So in part 1 here, we're going to talk a little bit about the childcare business. And we'd like you to talk to our listeners about how you got into the childcare business.
Yeah, so we got into the childcare business when we moved to Georgia from Colorado, and we couldn't find good care for our sons, who were at the time 14 months and 2.5 years old. The final straw for me was when I went to go pick up my 14-month-old, was strapped into a buggy with nothing to do, watching a television, playing the Jungle Book. And I was so sad when I saw just him doing nothing. He had nothing to play with. He just was like very bored. And birth to 5 is such an important time in our lives, the most important time. So when I saw that, I realized the kids in this area needed and deserved better. And so did the teachers, because every day when I would drop my kids off, I would hand them over to people who didn't look like they loved being there. And that was hard for me because I had to go to work regardless of who was taking them. So that was the real reason why we got into the business, to bring better quality care.
Yeah. So what's the name of your school? Where are you located?
So our school is Thrive Early Learning. We are located in Richmond Hill, Georgia. We're licensed for 290 children.
Wow.
And do you want to add anything?
Well, that's not how many we have.
No.
We
We
scaled
don't
it
want
down.
290.
So we scaled it down. Our full-time enrollment is on the 170, like 175,
Awesome.
what we have.
And you guys are both full-time in a business
Yes.
Yes.
and loving it. How, you've just been doing it for what, a year and a half now, almost 2 years, and you love it?
Oh, so happy. I love it every day. I'm just blessed to be able to deal with the parents and the teachers and the children. It's just been great.
Well, like a lot of people that I coach, I have actually been to your school and seen it firsthand, got to tour around, got to meet your team. And you do have an amazing school. It's one of the biggest I've ever been to. And actually, really, really cool. You have good procedures. For somebody who's new in the business, you guys have done an amazing job.
Thank you,
And
Brian.
I've enjoyed getting to know you guys, coaching you and helping you for sure.
Likewise.
When you first wanted to open a center, you reached out to Brian to get coaching to help you figure out if you could be successful in owning a childcare business. Can you describe that experience?
I'll never forget that call with Brian. I was still practicing, doing my regular job, my 9 to 5er, and we needed to decide if this was something that we could actually do, or was it just a crazy dream. So I scheduled a session with Brian, and we talked about the needs in the area and whether this is something that we should do. And he said, absolutely, you've got to do it, and I will help you. And that he has done.
You remember that call, Rob? I remember that day.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a really good talk. Yep.
Yeah. So here you were successful in your business, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to uproot. I'm going to borrow a ton of money, and I'm going to open a childcare center that I know nothing about in an area that I'm new in and unfamiliar with and unproven. That's risk takers, and that's the people I love working with.
During a global pandemic.
Yes. Amen to that. Even better. Yeah. So that's why I love you guys. I'm a risk taker too. Carol knows that, and I'll go. And Carol, she'll go right off the cliff with me. That's why I love her so much. We love that risk taking. But you know what? You guys are making a difference in your community and doing a good job. So, what is the hardest part for you in your first year as a center owner?
And I knew this going into it, thanks to you guys, was curating our perfect team who would, appreciate our culture that we wanted to bring. Childcare has a reputation for, really working teachers hard and sometimes not, appreciating them as much as they should be. So we had to hire a lot of people, and we had to kiss a few frogs before we found the perfect teammates. And we're 2.5 years in now, and we really do have an A team.
Yeah. Rob, what do you do in the business, Rob? I'll bring you in. So what did you guys have different lanes? What's each of your roles?
So I handle the financial end of the business, the cash management, accounting. I do a lot of the vendor relations, management with our vendors, our food acquisition, because we do offer meals at the center, provide meals at the center, and so food acquisition. The financial management's a big part of it. I have a background in operations management, so process improvement, finding better ways that we can run our business. I handle a lot of your back office things, a lot of the HR work as well.
Yeah, which is great, and that's where you and I probably have the same role, and you have a military background, so did that help you at all in the childcare center, or did that kind of hurt you a little
Yeah,
bit in the
it's funny
childcare
how
center?
it can hurt and help, right? I've had to soften some edges, but that's come with time, I think, in my personal life anyway. It's I'm pretty far removed at this point from that time, and I think
Yeah,
that helped. At the same time, being able to rely on that organizational skill and leadership ability, and my role in the military, I trained others to be leaders, and so it's something that I've really taken to heart here when we talk about developing our team, is training those young people to step up into leadership roles. And that's a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy that part of the business the most. I think Krystle and I have found some really good trade-offs for roles and how we manage sort of our lanes, and helps us manage the business effectively, and grow our relationship as a married couple as well. And you and Carol have been an inspiration for us in how to be successful both in business and in marriage.
I love that. And how about you, Krista? What's your day consist of? What's your primary role?
Well, I'm the director at Thrive. So I deal with the teachers, the students, the parents, the leadership team, and I'm really at the forefront of the business, making sure everybody's got what they need and answering any questions that there are, dealing with any issues that might arise. And I'm there full time.
I remember when I came to visit you, it was around Thanksgiving time, and you were amazing. You were doing 8 different things at once, directing things, handing people turkeys, going in there. And you are a great, great multitasker. And
Thank you.
I could see you at home doing the same thing with your boys. You get your 3 boys you got to take care of,
Yeah.
and getting the hat on, getting the dinner ready, I could see the same thing at home, probably, right?
Rob does the dinner mostly because
Ah, okay.
I'm
Well, I
always
do the
working.
yeah, me too, Rob. Me too, Rob.
Yeah, I remember that. You came to visit and we were doing our turkey dinner giveaway. It was our second month
Yeah,
of being open. We had 47 families and they each got a turkey dinner.
yeah.
Thank
I
them.
remember that day. I
Yeah,
didn't get
Awesome.
one, but everybody else got one.
we offered. You were
I,
driving.
I was traveling.
It's crazy. We could barely make payroll when we're handing out turkeys.
Yeah. I would have worked for it. She could have put me to work.
So, can you tell us how your childcare center is different from other childcare centers in the area?
Yeah, absolutely. We really take a lot of pride in making sure that our teachers thrive first and foremost, because when the teachers have everything they need and less stress on themselves, they're happier. And the kids can really feel that. So we have very low ratios, well under state. That's something that sets us apart. And we offer fresh food every day. Fresh fruits and vegetables are really important to us. One day when I was picking up my sons from a daycare they were at, um, I was there on food delivery day, and I was heartbroken when I saw not a single piece of fresh fruit or vegetable. Everything was canned or boxed or frozen, nothing fresh. And I grew up on a farm, and so fresh food's really important to me. And again, birth to 5, they're learning so much. So to introduce fresh food to them is really important to us.
Excellent. I love that.
Definitely.
Moving on. So you recently joined our Childcare Genius coaching program. Can you tell us why you decided to join us?
Um, well, I think it really boils down to the relationship that we had with you, both of you, very early on in getting started. I mean, it was just the universe kind of shone on us, I guess. Getting introduced to you before we had even opened, and I think it was even before we had closed. Like we hadn't even closed on the loan yet.
Yeah, I
So,
remember. Yeah.
It may have been before we saw the property. We are planners.
so just maintaining that relationship, and just having a coach in your business, we've learned, and I knew from my background in corporate America too, that you can never go it alone and be successful. The most successful CEOs in the Fortune 100, Fortune 200, all have coaches. They might have multiple coaches, and you might coach somebody. I mean, meet coaches at these different conferences that they are coaches for top 10 CEOs. And, just always keeping that in mind that you've always got to be looking at things in a different perspective. And that's what we've tried to do. And so it's just really exciting to, open up that chapter you both, especially getting to go on the workcation. That really was a great way to kick it off.
Sure. How about you, Krystle? What do you expect to get out of us working together?
Oh, so much. Again, with the coaching, I think it's something that you've got to do, especially if you're new in the business, like we were. We had no experience with operating a childcare center, and we ran into so many issues and questions. And if we didn't have, like the university, who would we go to ask these questions to? And we always get such wonderful feedback and hear different ideas that we wouldn't have otherwise thought of. So, I mean, the benefits of being a part of the university are tenfold. I couldn't imagine doing this without being a part of it.
Thank you. We love having you,
Yeah.
and you're a great contributor in helping other people as well, for
Hi.
sure.
And you also both came with us on a workation trip to Jamaica.
Now, St. Lucia.
Oh, St.
St.
Lucia.
Lucia.
That's
It
right.
was St. Lucia.
Yes.
Oh, so
So
amazing.
it was for couples that do the business together. Can you describe your experience?
Yes, we loved it. We were nervous at first because we'd never left our sons, who were 3 and 4 at the time, with anybody. And you both assured us they would be okay. We would grow from it and realize you can leave your kids, work on yourselves, and life will be fine. And sure enough, you were right. So we hopped on a flight to St. Lucia. We met amazing couples that you handpicked, and I mean, we will be lifelong friends. I reach out to them probably weekly, and I'll be eternally grateful for those connections.
Yeah, it was really great to get to know some guys in the business. Oftentimes I go to conferences and I'm the only one there, or there's not very many guys there involved in the business. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The program that you ran, where we got to spend a significant amount of time focused on our business, was really good. The hot seat, I think, is what you called it. And having it was really helpful for me to look at other people's businesses and see maybe where they had some blind spots and help me identify blind spots in my own business. And then it was my turn to sit in the hot seat. We just took away so much from that experience. It just changed the trajectory that we were on, our mindset. And we've been spending this year since that trip implementing the things that we took away from like that one exercise was really a game changer, I think, for me.
Definitely.
It's one of the favorite
Yeah.
things we do because we could really connect with couples on a much more intimate level and really get
Yeah.
to know them and just we have fun together, but we're very serious. It's very important. We work on the relationship, we work on the business, we work on just having fun. And you probably talk more from a marriage perspective than you have in a long time, and you set some goals. And do you feel like it helped you guys connect better and communicate better?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helped. It's helped us a lot since that trip, that setting boundaries for our home life and for the business, so that we're not trying to discuss business every night, after we put the boys to bed.
Which sometimes you
Yeah.
still have to do, but it's easier when you're married, working on a business together, to let it take over. And going to St. Lucia and getting to speak with you guys and learning from you really helped us learn a lot. And
Well, we
great.
loved having you. We're next weekend, we're heading to Barbados. We're taking a group down to Barbados.
I
And
wish
then
we were going.
Yeah, we wish you're going too. And we're full on that trip, but we do have a trip coming up in May. We do have a couple openings. Visit our website, childcaregenius.com/workations, and you can see a little bit about what we offer. It's for married couples. It's for couples building the business together. You don't have to be married, but Sandals is a couples only resort. We're going to Sandals Ochi in May. if anybody wants to join us, it's a great trip. But we're
And
going to
if
go
you
ahead
have
and
kids, leave them home. It'll be okay.
well, you can't bring them with you. Sandals won't allow us. So that's why we go to Sandals. You know, with 5 kids and 7 grandkids, the last thing we want to do is see on our vacation are children. And we're just horrible parents, I guess. We like to vacation. About 31 years, we're still married. So maybe there's a correlation there that we vacation without our children 4 weeks a year minimum. Because we have to work on the marriage. We have to work on our business. And we have to work on us. And we have to have fun and not always talk about business. And I think that's important. Yeah. But anyway, we've enjoyed sharing this time with you. We're going to conclude part 1 of a 2-part series here. And so tune in next week. Next week, we're going to talk to these guys. One thing we didn't mention, both of them are practicing attorneys. At least they used to be before we got them into the childcare business. So we're actually going to have them put on their legal hats. We're going to talk a little bit about legal, how to avoid legal trouble in your childcare business. So go ahead and tune in next week for that. And for that, we'll say goodbye to Rob and Krystle Steinhoff. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I am excited to be coaching
Yeah,
them.
me too. They're fun. And it's so great. I've been to their school, so I know exactly what she's talking about. That's the one thing I like about coaching our high-end clients. We get to see their school and we get to tailor the coaching around things that we see at their school. And I love that we can help coach them to get their goals and dreams achieved and just have a whole lot of fun in the process.
And it's time for open enrollment for our spring semester at Childcare Genius University.
So every quarter we open up our university, which is our coaching program, to enrollment. We close it during the quarter and then we open it up at the end of each quarter. So we're opening up for new students. And on March 23rd at 1:00, we're going to do a little informational webinar about our university to see if you qualify to be one of our coaching students. And we're also opening an amazing new level for home providers called Boost. And we're going to help boost you. We're going to help you become a better home provider. We're also going to help you learn the tips and techniques to open a school as well. Should be that something you want to do with expansion.
To register for our open house, visit childcaregenius.com/university.
And there's lots of exciting new changes to our university program for the next quarter, for our spring quarter. So go ahead and visit that website to do that. And then we're going to go ahead and conclude episode 33 of the Childcare Genius podcast. Thank you for taking time out of your busy life to spend some time with us.
And just a reminder to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a future episode of the Childcare Genius podcast. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.